So I wanted to ask y'all, how do you feel about Mother's Day from this perspective? When I first, y'all know that I'm on my, I've been married before. So I've been transparent about my story and my journey. Okay, third time's the charm, okay? This is a no judge zone. But I have always been of the mindset, even in any marriage that I've been in, that Mother's Day is for the husbands to spend or do for their moms. Primarily, that's the first, to me, that's the first order of business. Mother's Day, you don't have to ask me what I want or what I'm going to be doing or whatever, because Mother's Day is for your mom and mine. And so I was very young, though. My mindset was very different back then. I wasn't very mature. And so I would always be like, I'm going to be with my mother on Mother's Day. I don't know what you're going to do. You should go be with yours. And that's the way we kind of did it back then. Now, I do believe that if you are married and you have, or not married, or together, and you have children together, that the father on Mother's Day should acknowledge and do something special for the mother of his children. Now, I feel that way even when y'all not together, though. If you have a mother of your child, your children, and she is a good mother, see, some of y'all gonna be like, well, what's the standard for good mother? If you have a mother of your child and she's alive and she gave birth to your child, you should acknowledge her for Mother's Day. Even if it's just, hey, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being the mother to my child. Even if it's just that, right? But I still believe that a lot of families, they kind of have a lot of anxiety and they get into family situations because when certain holidays come up, so like Mother's Day, you know, if the mother might feel like, well, my children are supposed to be with me on Mother's Day, not with their significant others, right? How do y'all feel about that? Do you, on Mother's Day, for the husbands and boyfriends out there on Mother's Day, do you dedicate that day to your mother and just, you know, acknowledge your significant other or the wife or the mother of your children? Do you try to do something where you acknowledge both of them at the same time? Do you say, okay, well, I'm just going to give my mom a call and say Happy Mother's Day, but I'm, you know, pouring into the mother of my children on Mother's Day? How do y'all handle that? I am, like I said, I am of the mindset, I'm so low maintenance when it comes to, I need that sun out my face. That's much better. Scoot over here. I'm so low maintenance. I actually would encourage, like, I would always tell my husbands, I want you to focus on your mother on Mother's Day. I'm good. Especially like my situation now, me and my husband don't have kids together. So I think that he should say, you know what? My wife is a great mom, and I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to her and acknowledge me and, you know, be special to me on Mother's Day. But I don't think that he's supposed to go out of his way because we don't have any kids together. I think that he should go out of his way for his mother, though. So that's how I be feeling. I encourage, you know, husbands to really put their moms at the top on Mother's Day. And I encourage wives to be cool with that. I've heard a lot of women be like, well, for Mother's Day, he need to do this for me, me. Well, if his mother is still alive, I kind of feel like he's supposed to go do for her. And don't leave you out. Like I said, you know, I expect a card and stuff like that. And maybe you could rub my feet later after you finish being nice and doing stuff for your mother. But I really do expect for, I really do. That's how I feel. How y'all feel? What y'all say? How do y'all handle stuff like that? So, and I guess, you know, it hits me in different angles. So I'm about to become a first-time grandma. And my daughter baby daddy is an amazing young man who loves my daughter dearly. And so I imagine, because my daughter is about to give him God's most precious gift, my first grandbaby, he's going to want to treat his baby mama special on Mother's Day. So should I be feeling away? Should I want my child to spend Mother's Day with me like she has done for 29 years of her life? Like, how does that stuff work? Like I said, I'm so low maintenance. I'm gonna be good because, I want to do what I want to do now on Mother's Day. All my kids are big. So tell me Happy Mother's Day. Come and see me, and then let me do what I want to do, which is usually nothing. And so that's how I feel. But I know, it can change through the course of life. And I remember, I can share this with y'all. I remember when my sister, who's my best friend, and we used to be like Velcro, and we used to spend Mother's Day every year with our mother. No matter what man came into our lives, Mother's Day, we was with our mother. Well, when she got married, her marriage required her to pivot. And I was like, you not coming with me? We supposed to be with Ma on Mother's Day. She was like, no, So her husband wanted to celebrate her on Mother's Day, which prevented her from going with her mom. And back then, I wasn't feeling that. I was just like, what? I tell my men, excuse me, it's Mother's Day. Go be with your mother. I'm going to be with mine. But my sister did it differently. I think she did that like 1 year. It only lasted 1 year for her doing that. But I was appalled. I didn't understand it. I do now, because I understand now, in marriages, you have to do things differently sometimes. And it's not always about you. It's not always about what your traditions are and what you've always done. You gotta pivot. But I was just curious, like what do the rest of the world do out there? Because like I say, for me, it has taken me through different life cycles. So for example, all the way up through when let me see. Mother's Day, I've always been about my mother. And I had my first child I was 23. So when I became a mother, I still wanted to just be with my mother on Mother's Day. Even though I was a mother and should have been being celebrated too, I didn't want that. I wanted to just be with my mother. That was my Mother's Day. And I stuck with that pretty much up until these last few years. In my 50s, I started being like, you know what? I'm going to start doing what I want to do. I'm going to make sure I go and acknowledge and give my mama some kisses and a card. My mother don't really be into stuff either, though. My mom is so chill. She is the most chill, low maintenance, no requirement person on earth. She would be like, right now with her dementia, she ain't going to know it's Mother's Day. And when you tell her, she going to be like, oh, it is? So, but she's always just been like very chill, very low maintenance. And so realizing that my mother don't even know it's Mother's Day, she don't even care anymore, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing stuff that I want to do. Last year, I think I went to Myrtle Beach, and the kids or my mother don't be involved. The year before that, I went somewhere. I think I was in Florida. And then this year, I'll be out of town as well. You probably wonder, oh, dang, how she be going out of town so much? I'm glad you asked.